So can you believe it? It's all about ETH again. We've broken some major resistance. That 200-day MA has just got cut as well. Is this bullish for the market, or is it yet another alts fake out? Is it yet another ETH fake out? So today, guys, we're going to look at all these altcoins. We're going to break down what is going down with ETH. I'm going to show you my trade, which is actually cooking at the moment. So we got so much to talk about here, guys. Let's get right into it. And remember, as always, hit that like, hit the bell, and hit the subscribe. And James is in the house. Here he is. Hello, sir. Quick sentiment check, please.
It's changing by the second, actually. I was feeling rather bullish. I should have known something was off, and then we had that big red 5-minute candle. Fuck.
Guys, when ETH pumps, it's always a bad sign. I'm like, fuck, are we making a mistake holding this ETH long? We're going to talk about this in detail, guys. Oh, another ETH pump, and is this going to be another ETH rejection? Are we going back to hell in the next hour or two? So what's going down here? All the DeFi situations, they are pumping at the moment. There's a lot of news around that, and that has obviously played into the strength of ETH at the moment. But Aave, I'm dying inside. I had a stop loss at 251. I think it hit 250.6. Stop me out. It's now 25% up. I'm cut. Okay, Uni 23% up. What a cooker. And everything else is good. The big dog 6.6, but the big one for me, it's broken that 200-day MA, and that is what we've been waiting for a long time. And if we can get this close above this 200-day MA on ETH, I suspect these alts get another push, and we can get more action. If we don't, we're going to rinse down again. Okay, because a lot of these alts are sitting in short zones at the moment, and dominance is on support. So guys, buckle up, because we've got a big show here. Let's talk, and yeah, exactly. Is it Cole's fault again? Let's talk BTC. So yesterday I did promise you handbags above the lines, and I promised you rags below the line, and right now we are still in the handbag territory. And as you can see, a lot of those longs that we were in yesterday started absolutely ripping, so things are looking a lot better. In terms of very basic TA, you can see our retest of the trend. Anything down to say 106,700, that type of region could be a typical retest. So let's take a look here on the lower time frame 2-hour chart, and you can see I've mapped it out for you guys, a couple of key levels, a couple of important zones that we need to pay attention to. So number one, we can see on the 2-hour, Bitcoin is getting a little bit hot. But what is interesting here is this cash flow has suddenly ramped up. So that's an interesting green band forming here at the moment. And if we can stay nice and green, that might help things a little bit here for BTC. But in terms of levels we're watching now, 108,250, that is zone number one. You can see we're pinging it right now. Simple bullish 236 fib, 108,250. And then I've got a big one here that is getting really spicy, 106,700. Look at this. It's our trend retest, our 382, our horizontals coming into play, and I've got this VWAP creeping up here from the low. So it depends how long it takes, but we are looking at a decent area here. This 106,700 is starting to look interesting, and pretty much the bull line for us, because when I show you that daily chart on BTC, you're going to understand why we need to bounce. Okay, we need to hold these levels, and we need to bounce convincingly, or we're going back to Mickey D's. Okay, it's as simple as that. We'll keep it super simple. Okay, so there's BTC on the downside. In terms of upside levels, I used this opportunity to add to my BTC short that I've been in for a while. So I'm now backed up in that short, but I'm heavily long at the moment. And in terms of resistance zones that we're going to be watching, we're looking at 110,500. You can see that we pushed straight into the undercarriage there earlier on. So 110,500. And then we've got our all-time highs here, 111,950. I'm expecting some kind of fake out there. So if we do get a pump into that zone, look for the fake out to the upside and look for the reversal. Could be another short opportunity brewing there for BTC. So remember, these levels are pretty important. Good evening, sir. Mark, welcome, sir. And these levels are pretty important in terms of these reaction zones. They obviously, they're big zones where we know we physically get moves out of BTC. So watch all of these areas. These are the ping pong zones that I love to watch. And you can see something as typical as that giving us a little reaction here on a simple 236 fib at the moment. Okay, so we'll make sure these charts are all in Chart Hackers after the show. For all the Chart Hackers members, you will get all these charts. Now, let's jump into the big stuff. Let's start with some liquidations and see what is going on. 𝗵𝗶𝗆 And I think there was a lot of shorts, I think, because we had a bit of a squeeze earlier today. James is nodding frantically in the back there. And I think that's a fair call. A lot of these shorts got rinsed. But now, are they going to do the double? Are they going to do the Kansas City shuffle here and rinse everybody to the upside and then rinse everybody to the downside? Are you excited about this?
I have a feeling that's what they're up to. And we do have CPI tomorrow, right? It would make sense we get some de-risking at some point before it happens.
The pain. Okay, guys, we tackling all of this. Okay, so $500 million lickies, that's not a great look. And here we are again at 110K. Where have you seen this before? And then I found this one brilliant. Now he says, would you shave your head for 1 BTC? Now, I don't know. Do you guys even know what's under this cap? Okay, do you want to know what's under this cap? Let me know in the comments if you want to know what's under the cap. Am I going to get a BTC if I show you guys? Let us know if James is happy with the comments here. We'll take a look. I'll unveil what's under my head, and you guys can have a look. Okay, after a one-day meeting, US-China trade talks in London are set to continue tomorrow. That is today. Okay, and now, James, have we heard any further news other than they are locked away in a dark room?
𝗏𝗏𝗏 came out and said the negotiations are going very well. They're going to continue for the day, and that's all we've heard so far.
Okay.
Yep.
So no more news on that front. Do we have any comments here? Williams, just take it off. Okay, take a break. The magician has nothing under his cap. Guys, wait till you see my chin. Okay, let me show them. Guys, this is a once-off. Okay, this is a once-off. There's two things people don't see: my head and my chin. Okay, you're never gonna see my chin, but there it is. Okay, bang. Okay, there you go. Okay, so hopefully, is my head on straight? Hopefully, I'm gonna get a BTC now. Okay, let's see if it's gonna work. Okay, so the China news, we're waiting. It could be pretty bullish for us. Then Coin Bureau says U.S. Senate to vote on the stablecoin bull this Wednesday. So we know now we've got a couple of bullish things potentially in the market. We've got the US tariffs trade talk that could come out with China today. We could get some pumpage. We've got CPI coming tomorrow, could be dangerous. And then we've got this bill coming up on Wednesday. Okay, Carl, no, bro, don't do this. Okay. Okay, so that is some bullish stuff coming out, but the S&P, it's a little bit green today. It's not a massive pumper, but in terms of what we're looking for, absolutely no changes here, guys. When we get into that zone, I'm looking for that short. You can see we might get our divergence print again, and then we're going to get that little roll over. So that's ideally what we want to see, perhaps into CPI. And remember, we've got CPI tomorrow, guys, and that is always a big one. Are there going to be talks of a possible rate cut? I saw some tweets floating around. And what was that tweet about a rate cut, James? I saw it floating around earlier, but maybe there's some odds improving, something along those lines. If you find it, James, let us know.
Yeah, I saw, I forget who posted it in the group. They're just saying that the poly market is betting on next quarter that we have rate cuts, right? So you don't get excited. It's not the 18th here that's coming up. Poly market, yeah.
Okay, so yeah, guys, CPI tomorrow. What is the general principle that we like to look for? So number one, if we start pumping into CPI, I'm generally looking to sell or take profits. If we start dumping into CPI, you generally are looking for buys. That seems to be a nice playbook that we can use, and it tends to work fairly often. So that is kind of what we're going to be looking for. Now,
and we normally have that de-risk the day before CPI. That's what we were talking about just before the show, is that we may see the end of the US session, people getting out of their positions, de-risking here, because they don't wait till the last second for that to happen. Yeah. So we could see a decline throughout the day here.
Correct. And the question you need to ask yourself, is this going to be a bullback, or is this the end of the world, and are we going to hell? And for me, as long as ETH is holding the 200-day MA, I'm kind of leaning like I want to be a little bit bullish here in case we get some activities out of the market. So we're going to go through all of that today. And then Trump and Elon, I think they're sorting out their beef. There's no more
made up. We can now call them Trelon again.
But are they talking? What's going on? Because Trump says he has a good relationship. I wish him well, very well, actually.
They haven't actually spoken, apparently, but Elon's asking for a call. Trump has said that he's thinking about it, and they've kissed and made up as far as the news goes.
Okay, well, Trump's basically said he's not going to damage Tesla, and Tesla is now ripping. Now, Chaos gave you an entry yesterday. We didn't hit it, unfortunately. It didn't dip low enough. I didn't get my entry either, and off she goes. Okay, so another news-based event here pumping Tesla for us, and now we've now printed a reversal on the daily, which is exactly what I was looking for Tesla. I wanted to see the reversal print in the zone, and I think they pulled a number on us. Okay, they pulled a number on us in terms of tapping the 618. You can see we did, but I really wanted that deep move in there and then that nice set. So unfortunately, missed that Tesla move, and it remains to be seen where it goes next. The next target 330. Let's see if we get a rejection over there. We'll have to be patient on that one. Then Ali Chart's telling us his TD sequential is telling us that NVIDIA wants to possibly roll over. Now, we've successfully shorted NVIDIA once, and I don't want to jump the gun too early. I'd like it to give one more pump, because we know there's guys that shorted NVIDIA here with us last time, and there's probably a couple of stops here. So I think there's an opportunity of a bang and then a bang. Okay, so that is kind of what we're waiting for. And you can see bearish divergence printing looks very much like the S&P, and it makes sense because NVIDIA is obviously one of the biggest on the S&P, and they're trending. They're doing very similar things. So I'm looking for a possible NVIDIA short a bit higher, 150s. That makes a bit of sense to me. And then in terms of Microsoft, still sitting in this absolute dog shit, but it's obviously not dog shit because they're holding up the price and it's not rolling over. So I'm still long Visa, and I'm still in this Microsoft short. It's still pretty undecided. Okay, you can see we're a little bit red today, and we'll have to see how that goes. Okay, so just being patient. Obviously, a pump is going to absolutely end me on this thing. Okay, let's talk BTC. Let's talk higher time frames. What do we do? You know, let's not get overly bullish. Let's not get overly bearish. Let's deal with what is in front of us. So as we can see at the moment, the bull signs are in our favor. We've got a reversal print on BTC. We can also see our daily cash flow is starting to push a little bit higher. So that is a positive sign for us. Maybe a little bit negative, the volume is going down. Okay, so maybe mixed signals from the oscillator at the moment. In terms of big levels, well, we've got a lower high, unfortunately, at the moment. We do want to kind of push through pretty quickly and break all-time highs ASAP. And until then, what are we going to watch? Well, we're going to watch our new bullish support zone. So this is basically the principle. We've broken a major daily horizontal, and what we need to do if we have a bullish bias is we buy any pullbacks with confidence on these zones, because these are typically the support retest that you get before the next pump. So it's a very simple equation. If it's going to stay bullish, you're looking for this 106,700 to hold up to even 108, anywhere in that region. And if interestingly, this daily level 106,700 is sitting bang there, and it's really tied in beautifully with our 382, our trend retest, and that VWAP a little bit lower down. So, you know, in terms of a big zone, it's a critical area. I hate to use that word, but it really is a critical zone here, and we need to get a close above that. Even if they try and wick us through that zone, we obviously want to see that area hold for us. Okay, so that is what we're looking for on BTC. If we start losing levels, we'll deal with it tomorrow, but it's probably going to be 102K again that we're going to be talking about in the next couple of days. So let's just, guys, bulls, 106,700, that's the marker. Okay, that's what we need to pay attention to. Then let's talk lickies, and 24 hours, you can see to the upside. We do have a little bit going on in terms of shorts. We've got 110.5, we've got 111.5, that type of region making a lot of sense. And then to the downside, look at this, 107, also making sense here, 107.500. And that also ties in quite nicely with that 382 that I've just shown you on that lower time frame chart. So right now, we are trying to build a picture as to what could potentially happen. And what we can see is there's a lot of confluence at that 107.5 region. If we start losing that, it's not going to be pretty. It's going to be an absolute shit show. And crypto for candy, 𝗠𝗆, please. And I've just opened a 𝗠𝗆 head short. I'm going to show you what is going on in a second. Okay, and I quickly picked one because James told me there was some headline coming out that was quite bearish. What was that?
I put it in the research group. There it was, yeah, Al-Qaeda has asked for Muslims in America to wage jihad against America and kill Donald Trump or some shit. I was like, what?
Okay. Yeah, so that's a little bit bearish. Okay, even short-term.
A little bit bearish.
These headlines come out. Okay, so that's not a vibe. Okay, that's reverse bullish. Okay, so what I'm doing at the moment, guys, if you want to watch, I'm experimenting with something. If you go onto Crypto Banter Plus now, some of you might have been a bit confused. I left my ETH trade live. It's been live the whole day. So that is why you're seeing two shows at the moment on Banter Plus. So I'm just testing something out here because we longed the top of ETH. I thought it would be fun so you guys could watch me get rinsed at the same time or print some profit. So I am running that live. We're going to leave that thing running now until tomorrow. Let's see, are they going to come and end me or not? So you can tune in after the show and you can watch. I'm just streaming that trading account at the moment. You guys can check in whenever you want to and see if see if Puppy's getting rinsed or Puppy is printing. Okay, now in terms of altcoins, let's talk dominance. And this is my first warning bell. This is my first danger zone here. Alt danger. Look at this. It's like absolute clockwork. If you're sitting in shorts or you got a few shorts, makes perfect sense. Okay, you be faulted for grabbing a few shorts about half an hour ago whenever it dropped into the zone, because we are in the dominance bounce zone. And what typically happens if dominance pushes up, then the alts get rinsed, okay? And then we're going to look for that reversal, and then we want to go back down again. So a lot of this depends on your bias now and how you're going to play things. But in terms of dominance, this is a bounce zone for dominance. If Bitcoin starts falling over, these alts are going to shit the bed, okay? There's going to be a bed shitting incident like 𝗂𝗃 mentioned yesterday, and then we're going to be in a little bit of pain. So in terms of dominance overall on the 12 hour, it is bearish. It is pointing down. This is a good start, and we obviously want to see this thing come down. But don't think, or don't be mistaken and think that you can just long everything now and you're going to be okay. These guys are going to drop these alts 5%, 10%, and they're still going to stay bullish, and you're going to get flushed out, and you're going to be part of the statistics, okay? And you'll be part of the discussion we had tomorrow. So I just want to pre-warn you guys. We're sitting at a lot of danger zones on some of these altcoins, and yeah, just time to be careful. I did close a couple of longs earlier today, and I'm actually going to close one or two now. Where's this Toshi? Yeah, I think I'm going to close one or two. We're going to go through this now, and we can decide together. We can decide as a team how I'm going to get rinsed or not. Okay, now in terms of the 4-hour RSI heat map, this is always a good guide in terms of what is cooking and what is not, and where we need to be a little bit careful. And you can see the bulk of the alts are moving into strong. They're not necessarily into overbought just yet. So there is a possibility that there is another push here on the 4-hour, and there is one more final pump in the market. Is that going to lead into maybe tomorrow or later on? But the ones you need to be careful of: comp, danger; mover, danger; aero, danger. I wish we had one of the guys in the chats here. Is Panda here or Dave? Calling all hackers team, where are you boys? Okay, can somebody please look at comp and mover and aero? I think there might be some free shorts coming here for us, guys. If anybody in the hackers team is in the chats, please can you do some damage on some of these charts? We need to see what is going on. Okay, this is me again, and I thought I need to show you this one again because I feel like I'm going to become a statistic, James. ETH is going to pump so hard, Grandpa, get back to bed. And really, guys, you know, Don Crypto Trades annoying me because he's right, okay? He's so irritatingly right, it bothers me. And he says ETH is still range bound between 2475 and 2735. But Don, can't we dream? Can't we have hopes and dreams, bro? Are we not allowed to? Or do you have to put water on my flame the minute I want a blowout on ETH? So Don is actually right, guys. Okay, this is the danger zone, and you know, maybe it's me dreaming like this grandpa over here that we are going to get a bigger move out of ETH. So I'll show you what I'm doing. James, are you?
I'll have to say it does look really good. I may have to make a new meme.
It does look really fucking good, though.
Yeah, I'm strangely excited about a fucking Ethereum right now. I don't know what to do with myself.
Well, I mean, you can see, okay, like when you get consolidation like this, okay, you get a big move. Again, we just don't know which way, okay, but like you're gonna get a big move. So yeah, guys, I mean, if you blow this level, it's
or it's a lovely little fake out there, just wicked everybody through to get us excited, and now it's going to shit on us. That could be
correct. Okay.
That would be more in line with what ETH normally does.
Let's go through it in detail, guys. Let me explain my thinking as to why yesterday I wanted to hold on to ETH, and luckily it was the right decision. And I'm going to take you through this. Now, you can see on the higher time frame, I've earmarked a TP zone. This is our macro 618. It's 3072, and you will see on the trade that I'm running, I've got a TP at 2999. Okay, so a TP at 2999 for this trade. What I'm looking for is obviously the blowout and then some kind of rejection there. Okay, so that would be first prize for me. What is in our favor at the moment on the daily? We've got this big push to the upside. We know there's news on ETH and all these things happening at the moment. So that is obviously bullish from that side. Now let's go in. Let's dial in here and start breaking this thing down. So
you want the Alchemist to jump in here?
Where's
He's
he?
free.
Oh,
Chaos.
Chaos.
Would you like him to join? He said he's
Come.
free.
Chaos, come, bro. Can you please find us a short? We need a head short for Comp or Aero or one of these. Okay, I want people to leave with a head short today because dominance is on support. Okay, we're going to get Chaos in here and he's going to help us. Okay, so Hackers team coming in hot. Okay, let's go. Now, in terms of ETH, why was I interested yesterday? So I took a look and I think we were focused on the 8-hour or the 4-hour that I was paying attention to. Basically, what I saw yesterday was that even though we were at the top of the range for ETH, in terms of the previous few times that we did that, I just want to get the correct one out for you guys. In terms of the previous times that we blew through these ranges or these resistance bands, we had different reversal prints. Now, obviously, it's a different picture now, but yesterday we had multiple reversal prints at these moments when ETH was falling over, and yesterday we didn't have it. So that is why I wanted to hold on for the next big push on ETH. Now, obviously, this is getting interesting. We're getting this overbought sign here that we've had previously, and the previous 2 occasions we got the overbought sign, we had one more pump to the upside. Look at that there. We had the overbought, we had another pump to the upside. Are we going to get a situation here where they do that and they give us one more pump on ETH? So again, these are all the bets we need to take. These are the decisions we need to make. And we need to make these calls and decide, you know, where your bias is lying. So at the moment, you can see ETH has broken the 200-day MA. Obviously, this is a really important marker for me, for what I look for. And you can see all these times, resistance, 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 fake out on the previous occasion. Now we've had a break and we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 candles above the 200-day MA. Is that a bullish sign? Again, guys, that's going to be up to your interpretation. But for me, I really like the fact that we are fighting above the 200-day MA. So I do believe we're going to have one more move. And if we do drop lower down there, that is an opportunity for fresh longs potentially. And or option B is to add to a possible ETH bounce. Now, that is obviously the bias being bullish. So 2,640 for me, guys. That is going to be the big one that we want to hold. And you can see I've got a VWAP creeping higher slowly, slowly, slowly. But we don't really want to lose that type of level. You can see we have a 0.5 and trend also sitting in that guy, 2,585. Don't really want to go lower than that. We want to hold the rising trend and we want to keep pushing. US-China trade talks in London are concluded. More details to announce shortly. Please, can they send us to Valhalla? That is what I request personally. My personal request is Valhalla. And Chaos, hello, sir. It's really nice that you came at such short notice. Aren't these hackers amazing? They just file in and they in. Okay, so can you look at Comp and as a possible short? And thanks for those shorts yesterday. Really nice. Okay, really nice. Comp, Aero, Mover, Arbitrum, pick your favorite shitcoin, basically. Pick one and see whichever one makes the most sense to you. And isn't that nice? We can work together like this and get some action. Okay, so Chaos is going to help us. Yeah, there's a lot of short options here. I see Sukim's talking about ICP that hit the zone. I missed it. Cut. Okay, missed it. Okay, let's go. What do we got? Okay, let's talk trades. So here's a 𝗬𝗰 panic short because James went, what did we say? Al-Qaeda is back in the house, okay? So I'm going to show you 𝗬𝗰. You'll see why it makes sense as a possible bearish area. Then I've got my Bitcoin short that I've added to. It's 122K short now. That thing is green. Obviously, we had the rejection. Sol looking good. Hype looking good. ETH looking good. Virtual looking good. And Toshi looking really good. And I think I need to TP one or two of these. And how's this? Launchcoin did the homework again. This was an order on Launchcoin that I preset whenever we last looked at Launchcoin. It's picked it up on a limit sell order, and it looks like it might have pinged the actual top there. Okay, there it is. Let's see. Preset homework. Okay, look at that. So Launchcoin grabbed the top. Okay, and there's a stop loss sitting up there as well at 225. Okay, so not saying that's the winner. It might still pump through, but we did the homework. We obviously identified a level previously, and that hit the guy. Okay, now let's talk 𝗬𝗰. Why is this interesting to me? So I earmarked this one as a massive danger zone for you guys yesterday, and I've had to switch charts because the MEXC chart, and I don't know if this is just a glitch on TradingView, looks like that. Okay, and I don't know if that's a good look. Look at this candle. Have you seen this? It's like on a lot of these. Okay, so I've switched the chart because I can't work with this information. So I've got to go back to another chart here, and we're going to pull this one out fresh. So things in favor of a 𝗬𝗎 short, just to tell you guys my thinking behind this whole story is we've got a rising trend, as you can see over there. Bang. Okay, there's our rising trend. Okay, we are now retesting, bearish retest. So you got that. Then we've got a, we should have a VWAP floating around in the zone here. Let's take a look there. Bang out some VWAPs. Bang. Look at that. VWAP in the way. Cool. Then we've got some fib action. Let's see what we got. A 0.5 over there. And where's our 382? Okay, bang. So we got enough in the way. Okay, as you can see, there's a lot going on here to warrant or to justify a possible head short play on 𝗬𝗎. Okay, so with that information at hand, and TV has data issues on all Mexi charts. Okay, so with that information at hand, that is why I picked this one, because bearish retest trend, 200-day MA, 50-day MA, VWAP, 382, and we most likely it's at one way or one shape or form. We've got some kind of order blocks here as well on some of the time frames, and then the oscillator also turning a little bit bearish. Okay, so this is just a backup play here for me, and let's see if we do get some weakness in the market, then that gives me an opportunity to treat it like a downside breakout, and we can just keep adding and grow that size to the downside. Okay, and PMG George says, 𝗬𝗎 short, say no more. He's a bit of a comedian. Okay, I like this man. Okay, cool. So there you go. That is why I'm looking at 𝗬𝗎 as a possible hedge play there for us. Now, the big news from Crypto Condom, I'm sure there's a more reliable news source than Crypto Condom, but we'll use him anyway. And this is bullish AF for mature revenue generating stablecoin DeFi apps. Now, what actually happened? SEC Chair Paul Atkins announced that DeFi platforms will be exempt from the regulatory restrictions. He's also stated that the right to have self-custody of one's private property is a foundational American value that should not disappear. Anyway, bullish on 𝗷𝗍.
He also came out and officially said that ETH is not a security, right? That's been some inside guidance and bullshit, and it's been fought about forever, but he flat out came and said it publicly yesterday. So good news for ETH, and I think that's part of the reason it's pumping and all the ETH eco is going insane.
So, guys, there you go. Okay, so looking good. And Ashish is in the house. Okay, Ashish, welcome back, sir. Where have you been hiding? Okay, well, it's good to have you back. Okay, let us know where you've been. And Danielle says, raw news, Daniel. Okay, now let's talk about like hurting my feelings a lot. And I had a long on 𝗷𝗍. It was a nice size. And look at this thing. It literally hits 250. I don't know who felt the pain with me. I had to stop at 251. It hits 250.19 and then rockets up, stops me out, and then absolutely bolts to the upside. I cannot tell you the level of offense I feel right now. 26.2% pump, leaving me with my underpants around my ankles. It's the absolute worst feeling. You take a stop, you lose money, and then it rips. I mean, I don't know. You can't get a bigger slap than that. So what do we do with 𝗷𝗍 now? Well, it's quite simple. It's hard to chase this thing. Remember, 𝗷𝗍 is going to give you opportunities. It is going to give you support bounces at some point. You are going to get these moves. And I would say, again, if you want to be safe, that's got to be your buy. I know you don't want to hear this. 277 to 281. That is where realistically you can buy this thing, unless you're doing one of Panda's breakout fucking whatever he calls these things. And what does he call them thing? The break shake. He calls it something anyway. Calculated breaks. But anyway, for me, 277 to 281 makes a lot of sense. Alternatively, guys, you're dialing in on lower time frames. You're looking for consolidation. When you have data to work with here, when there's information to work with, then you can start looking at potential longs and things like that. And 𝗷𝗍 made me finish my bottle of whiskey last night. Thomas, please tell me you're still in this thing, or did he take a rinse? Did he take a rinse on 𝗷𝗍? I hope. Oh, Thomas, sorry, man. Sorry. Inverse bull. Okay, so that is the big zone to the downside for me, guys. Yes, super bullish. Can 𝗷𝗍 go more? Correct. I do think it can push a little bit higher. And this for me is quite a big short zone that I would pay attention to. So 330 to 345 makes a ton of sense to me in terms of your next big rejection zone. Why is that interesting? Well, you can see here to the upside, 786 wick fill zone as well. You can see it's a danger zone. Okay, so watch that area. That's your next possible big upside move there on 𝗷𝗍. And then just don't get too euphoric past that thing. Okay, so 277 to 280, you want to hold that, and then your 330s. Now, Sol is taking a little bit of pain, okay? And Eric says he got rinsed on SPX, bro. I got rinsed on XPX. Okay, we felt that burn. We felt that burn together. Okay, Morad is still pumping that XPX, and this will make Chaos very happy. Dot is pumping. Okay, does that make you chuffed? Okay. Okay, now guys, Binance is dumping Sol again. Now we've heard the scam. James actually says it really nicely. Just explain what's going on. Why do they sell Sol?
Why do they sell Sol?
Why does Binance always sell Sol? What's the scam? What's the play?
Manipulation, right? They want to keep the token price below the BNB. They don't want market cap exceeding, and if they can keep the price of Sol down, the market cap can't overtake BNB.
Well, there you go.
That's what they're after. It's just competition with their own token.
Okay, managing the competition with their own token. Now, again, anybody who's looking to short Sol, this is your Sol opportunity. We marked this out yesterday, danger. There were two big zones for us. It was this 159 to 160. You can see our VWAP. And this is a danger zone. 50-day MA, head short play, guys, go for it. Okay, this is TP zone for Sol potentially as well. And this is a possible reversal zone. And I want to get Chaos's view actually on the market here, because I might actually close one or two of these things. I don't want to get inverse bull here. For no reason. Okay, so potential rejection right now for Sol, as you can see. So straight into the zone. Let's dial in and let's break this thing down. So on the 1 hour, let's see what's going on. Where's our next reversal? So this morning we saw that we printed multiple bearish divergence prints on the 1 hour. It was screaming to move down, and now it's moving down pretty quickly. So we're gonna have to see where we are when we get this reversal print on Sol to the downside. So I think we're pretty close there. NZ Danny, if you're looking at a Sol short, your big zone is going to be a close above the wick. So call it 162.4. You can push it to 164, but that's a bit big. So 162.4 is probably your safest stop, and look for the close above that. So that means obviously they pump it up, and it's not just a wick, that the candle actually closes on like the 4 or 8 hour above that level. Then you're probably going to turn a little bit more bullish on that thing. Okay, so Sol rolling over here, that's your possible short opportunity. You can see even on the lower time frame, here's your double top. Look at that. Okay, so bang bang on the VWAP, 2 taps, and now this thing is drifting lower. How low does it go? That's the question. How bearish are you? If you bullish, then you're literally just looking for a bull back here to 154. Okay, so if you got a bullish bias, that is reasonable. 154 for Sol, and you're looking for that bounce long. If you're super bearish, well, you're probably going to tack this thing a lot lower. You're looking at the 618, probably 150. You're looking at 147 as possible targets there to the downside. But in terms of having a hedge play, guys, a lot of these alts sitting at resistance. So you can't be mistaken for taking profits. You can't be mistaken for 1 or 2 head shorts in these big zones at this dangerous time in the market. Okay, so look after yourself, and this could be a good time to start practicing. Okay, Chaos, before I jump into the next one, what do you have for me, sir?
ETH, I have the answer, and I've got you a MOG short, and I've got you comp as well.
Okay, well, give me the answer on ETH. I need to know.
Okay. Do I need to share first? 1 second.
You need to share.
Present screen window. There we go. Hopefully that is ETH. Can you see that?
Yes.
Does it get more simple than that? Is the question.
When you're sending us down?
I would like to send us down. We have been getting, where are we? It's a 13% range. Very simply, listen, TA is not this simple, okay? And I'm oversimplifying it, but we've been doing this in the 20% club. We took profit here today. We're buying back in lower. Simple as that. We entered, we took profit. We're going to enter, we're going to take profit. For me, MACD's up. No, the MACD's down here. Got the wrong one. The only thing that hasn't happened yet is we don't have a bed shitting incident. So let's jump down to the 3 hour. Look at this. So this is what I'm expecting. You know how it's pulling back a little bit? What I'm actually anticipating is still that, and then the move. So it's possible we do get a break, and then we get the move back into the range. That's what I keep seeing on all of these.
Kind of in line with what I don't want to say what I'm hoping for, but it's kind of in line what I want to see play out. Is it going to be a China news headline that just pumps us 2-3% quickly in the market, bang, 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 and then we exit a couple of things, and they're going to use it as an opportunity to flush any short stop losses out as well. So guys, look out. I just want to just say this again for you guys. If there is a sharp pump in the market, let's just move that. If there is a sharp pump in the market and you're sitting in these nice zones, just watch those candles very carefully. It could literally be a clean out of shorts, and then they're going to dump it a lot harder. So just look out for a headline or a tweet or something, and they pump this thing up, and then just be careful there. And let's see, NZ Danny says chaos is so intelligent. Now, you know, the thing with chaos is that it's that British accent. It makes him sound 20% smarter than what he is. And he sounds so posh. Just say it again. Say equilibrium.
Equilibrium.
Oh, it's so much better than me. It sounds so smart. Okay. Okay, so let's go. Okay, so ETH, we know what we want, a little extra pump. And then can you give us a head short for the guys quickly?
This morning on my Zoom, I actually gave Mog, and I spoke to Panda about it, who jumped in and said, this was back here, and he literally said the words to me. Bearing in mind, he's the break shake. He's brilliant at this stuff. If we form a lower high, so there's a high, there's a lower high. If we keep this as a lower high, okay, and we basically cluster into this box and give this thing a chance to actually start to turn properly, then there's a good chance that we drop off here. So in terms of what we got, overbought, RSI has gone from green to red, we're facing down. MACD shit the bed there. There was the move. This is when everyone got absolutely smashed, and now we can come down. So it does make sense to me, and it lines up with what Panda says. As long as we kind of hold this box, we can then drop off through equilibrium, back down to invalidate this move up, and head back down towards this order block. And on MOG, this is going to be somewhere in the region of a 20% move. It's a nice trade.
I'm getting rinsed on Launchcoin. It's pumping back into my entry here. They're getting aggressive on Launchcoin. Okay, I'm thinking about taking this this MOG short here. Let's take a look here. Let's see. Maybe I'll see what take it on both.
Yeah, see what it says. We just need to hold this box, Dill. We do need to hold this.
Okay, I'm going to take this one on 𝗏𝗏 quickly. Okay, so just give me the entry at the entries now, huh?
Listen, this wick. So if you were to say now, up until 11251, anywhere between now and there.
Okay, 11251. Okay.
Yeah, I mean,
so I'm going to
set yourself a limit
now. Okay, I mean, I'm going to sell some now, right? And then your limit order. Where do you want the limit? 1151.
Oh, so what? Have you just bought at 11251? Yeah, is that the limit you've set? Okay.
Yeah.
Sell. Yeah.
1.125. Okay. Cool.
11251. Yep.
1.1251. Okay. Cool.
Make sure you've got the right number of zeros there.
Yes. Oh my God. Imagine
you've
you
got
sell
1,
it down
2, 3, 4. There's 5 zeros, just to clarify. Yeah.
Okay, let me show the guys there. Okay, so there, I've just set it in 𝗏𝗏, and I did a market sell here. This is isolated position 7x, and then I've got a sell limit at 1.125. Okay, and I'll stop. I'm guessing is a close above this wick to the highs. Where do you want it?
Yeah, I mean, listen, that's also in line with the quantum reactor. So your stop is going to just give yourself some space. It's a tight one, 115.
Okay, I've given a big stop. Okay, I've given a big stop, 1179. Okay, so that is what I'm doing.
It's a big stop.
Yeah, okay. And I see IMX finally did something. It finally went green. Okay, that's good. That's good. Okay, so that is nice. Now, let's go. Okay, we got the MOG short. Let's cover a couple of my things quickly, and then I want to talk about comp as well. Now, let's talk about the WEX comp while we're talking about comps. Guys, WEX comp for my community. Okay, $5,000 prizes. Okay, first prize, second prize, third prize. You've got 1,200, 800, 500, 300, 200. We've got a separate channel now in Hackers that Panda is running. It's his baby, and we told him he needs to do filth. Okay, we want absolute degen filth out of him. Okay, and the setups are going to start flowing through here. And yeah, there he is. You see, he's really excited about it. There's your little Panda. And he's pumped about this thing. So, guys, we got a channel in Hackers for this WEX competition as well. And you're going to find some setups here. There you can see he's got a few things going on already. Okay, so, guys, join us for that WEX comp. Everything is in the show description. Remember, you just go into the show and you click on more, and you're going to find everything under the show description there for you guys. Okay, so it's sitting there. Now, in terms of WEX, this is my David Tech challenge account. Remember, my brief here was to beat David Tech's bots, okay? And so far, I've taken 3 trades. I've had 2 bong trades, and this is my dupe trade that is currently running at the moment. And I think we're going to get a little bit more upside. Obviously, I'm leaning bullish on this thing, but I think my work here is nearly done. I think the challenge ends in 4 or 5 days. And if I close this, we've done okay. I think it's about a 25-30% return on this account. Okay, so not a bad job so far. I'm waiting for this to play out. Anyone trading dupe, well, you can see the situation. We had a beautiful pump. We've now rejected at a couple of danger zones. There's the 100-day, there's the 50. So we do know this is a trouble area. We're going to have to see how this plays out. Now, we've got our first reversal on the 4-hour. And just like you've heard Chaos speak before, you get the, what do we call it? The bed shitting incident, where it pumps up one more time and it gives you divergence. So we might get that second push into that zone when everyone gets complacent, and then they come back and send it down. So we are looking for something along these lines on dupe at the moment. So yeah, I'm not closing it, but if you're feeling like you want to de-risk a little bit, take something off the table. Alternatively, put your stop above entry. Your entry should be pretty low by now. So put your stop up, do something like that if you guys are feeling uncomfortable, but I'm holding it for now as is. Let's see if we get a meltdown later on. Obviously, we might have to deal with the situation. Now, another bit of a pumper here for me at the moment has been hype that I've been covering for a couple of days for you, and we can see the whales are now buying some hype. So 14 million in the past 3 hours. That was earlier this morning, and we've seen it in the hype price. Now, I gave you guys this breakout yesterday, and you can see they printed a new high, and things are looking good. And if all things go well and the market stays relatively bullish, we're going to see 52 on hype. I think it's just a matter of time for us to get there. Now, how do you get there? How do you get there safely? How do you get there strategically? Well, for me, the safest way to do it is to break it down once again into much lower time frames and start looking at where we can get some kind of buy. So right now you can see hype, just a typical 236 reaction. You can see that a little bit of a horizontal at 39.7 makes sense that it gives you a reaction. But for me, this typically ends like this, and we start heading down, and then we either get a bounce there or we're going to get a bounce in that type of zone. So I'm banking on something like this to start playing out for us on hype. So your key levels that you want to watch: 38.33, that could be a new trade for you or an add-on zone, and then 37.24 could be your next area that you want to be watching. Now, let's just take a look here. My average entry is 36.9 on hype at the moment. So let's just go back to that chart. Just let's mark out that entry, 36.9. So it's okay. So I think I should be safe down there. Okay, so that's below the 0.5. We've got a VWAP there, so there's a little bit of confluence if we get a sell-off. We know there's been hype strength, so hopefully that will be a level that it is going to hold. Okay, so guys, your numbers are 39.7. It's not my preferred zone. Then you get 38.33, makes sense to me, and then 37.25 makes sense to me on hype. We'll make sure these charts are in hackers straight after the show for you guys. Andre's talking about a bull moon. Andre, are you going to pump us, bro? Please, can you pump us with this bull moon? Just one more pump for ETH, please, sir. Okay, now let's talk AVAX, and then I want Chaos to give us some other shortage on a comp or one of these heavily overbought situations. Now, AVAX, there's a lot of bullish news on this thing at the moment. This is some gaming story going down at the moment, obviously helping with transactions and stuff. And AVAX is obviously one of the bigger gaming layer ones that we see active all the time. So in terms of possible reversal zones, very similar to 𝗬𝗆. There's 2 zones. Okay, we're at the first major area here, and you can see it's trying to grind higher. And at the moment, printing the reversal. And do we get the bed shitting incident? Do we get the second pump first before they come and kill us? So just something notable to pay attention to at the moment in the state of the market. But in terms of upside zones for AVAX, 22.64. Look at that, 22.64. And then we've got 23.6 that you're going to be watching. Now, these are all possible reversal zones here for us on AVAX. And in terms of a head short, well, we know AVAX has had a lot more strength than some of the others lately. There's been relative strength here. So just be careful with this one. If it does start grinding higher, that is why I'm kind of leaning towards 1 or 2 other shit coins at the moment for a possible short. Okay. Chaos, can you give us some shortage here?
Sure can. Got comp. You mentioned comp and mover.
Yes.
Just really quickly, for me, mover's not ready. Mover's just not ready yet. Okay, and the reason it's not ready, we had a lovely wick, we haven't actually wicked into a solid order block or a solid area. We're between equilibrium. We're not anywhere near premium. Do you know what I mean? We've just stopped. So although it's in line with some of these wicks, for me, what I think is probably going to happen is the MACD will carry on, do that, shit the bed, and then give us the move. And that hopefully will equate to a fill of that wick, a dip into the order block, and then you can start your short. So your short entry you would want to be looking at would be about 7.71. It may not get there. It depends what the market does. Okay. But there's a nice move there. It's a 15% move.
7.71, guys. Yeah. Listen to that. 7.71. Okay, that's a nice rejection zone there for comp. So the mover. So if you get your second pump there on mover, 7.71 is where it's at. Okay, nice.
And your stop loss will be 7.9 if you want to be safe, or 7.8. Go for 7.9. Okay, 7.9. Sorry, my apologies. 7.99. Okay. For the stop.
Nelson, 𝗏𝗏𝗧𝗏 is the absolute legend. What do you mean? He's recognized all the time. He's the king of the chats. Okay. Yeah, he's always present. Well, he's been around since I can remember, guys.
Forever.
Okay, so guys, you've got a mover situation and a comp one. What are we looking at?
Yep,
Where's our...
Very quickly with comp, I've placed these good old Keltner bands up here because we've used these so many times. You know how price action bounces from the top band to the bottom and so on and so on. We've not only gone to the top band, we've shot through, we've pinged into the premium area. There's absolutely no order blocks up here whatsoever. I'm not being funny. If this doesn't revert, I'm a monkey's uncle because it kind of has to. There's nothing up here. It has to bounce.
Okay.
Well, I'm telling you, I'm not telling you anything. What I can tell you, look at the MACD. There was our first bed shitting incident. We got a second one. And not only did it shit the bed there before it did that, you died here in one shot, and then they killed you again there, and then they went all the way up. So this has to revert. It has to. But the question is, will it fill this wick first? I
don't know if I love that conviction. When you're that convinced about something, you tend to get rinsed.
Well, look,
but I've just shorted this thing. Okay, Mog is printing up or down, guys. Hopefully,
let's look.
It's going down. Okay, we like it when it's going down. Okay, okay. So I've banged out a comp short here, and so let's see. Okay, let's see if that works. That's a nice big zone there for us. Okay, thank you, sir. And the stop is going to be a close above the wick, I'm guessing, right?
Yeah, go for 62.7 just at closure, and then obviously TP on this. My goodness, we've got a quantum reactor. We've got the 100 daily down there. It's a 25% move. If you got to this cluster, you'd want to lighten up. So if you get down to 48, it's time to really start bringing the stop loss down. TP, look for around 46.
Okay, so guys, look out for the pump to the upside, look out for the wick, look out for the stop hunts, all those things. My current stop is 63.7. Okay, I'm leaving it a little bit higher. I want to give it some space, but that is what I'm going for. PMG Jaw says Mog is about to fall over. Okay, so there's comp. Yeah, let's see. Okay, this thing's obviously been pumping. I'm not sure what the story is here, but yeah, we locked in. Let's see if we get a bit of a move there. Guys, I actually want to close one of these.
Can I just tell you, I'm aping into Mog as we speak because we've just dropped out that square to the downside.
Okay, I'm thinking about closing this 𝗏𝗏𝗏. Will you look at 𝗏𝗏𝗏 for me?
Of course.
I'm thinking about closing that 𝗏𝗏𝗏 long. Okay, let's get the guys. Okay, guys, let's go shitcoin casino here. Let's talk quickly on a couple of zones. So here's bonk for you, 1 hour chart. You can see a little bit bearish. We've got multiple reversal prints. That's telling us we want to fall over. First zone, guys, 165. Watch that. That's a big area. And then I like this double VWAP and trend. 160, 165 and 160. Those are both bullish zones for me. So if we drop into that zone, 165, 160, guys, on bonk, that makes sense. Luke, Brett's coming, bro. Where's it? Brett's actually been a banger. Okay, here's Brett. And you can see double top on Brett. Looks like a lot of these altcoins, 50-day MA, you can call it the 50-day MA rejection. And now it's all about where's this thing going to settle down. So let's just build this for you quickly. And we just want to identify our bull zones. We don't want to be overly aggressive here. We want to say, give the market time to breathe a bit lower, give it time to drop. And if it's going to hit a nice zone and hold, well, these are generally the ones you want to start looking at. So 0.0544 on Brett, 0.0544. That makes sense to me. That's your first kind of bull zone. And then your backup plan, Luke, is 523 is what you're looking at. I actually really like this one. It's VWAP, it's horizontals, and it's the 0.5. So that is quite a sexy zone there. And then in terms of this guy, that is bearish. Okay, so you want to see this reset. This is the 2 hour. It might take time. It might take, till tomorrow before we get some kind of move to the downside. I mean, some kind of reversal. But guys, in a nutshell, if it's going to reverse, it's going to hold the 382 or the 0.5 on this particular red chart. It's really simple, guys. These alts, they are going to breathe lower. Just highlight your bull zones. You've got to find the bull zones and back them. If your bias is bullish, back those zones. Look for the reversal on the 30-minute, 1 hour. Back those areas and push buttons. Go for it. Okay, so there you go. There's Brett for you guys. Bonk, you got covered. SPX, this thing, guys, I tried yesterday. I took the L on this thing. It wasn't great. And now I think, we need to be careful. Just need to be careful now. It's look at this cash flow. It's ripping. Okay, so in terms of SPX, 1.8 is another big zone here, potentially to the downside. I would wait for now. Okay, so SPX, no shorts yet. Possible upside 1.8, next short zone potentially there on SPX. Then let's talk virtual. And same story, like nice and bullish. We've had a beautiful break, and all we want to do is identify our bull zones. Where do the bulls step in? Where could the bulls potentially step in for us? And you can see here, we've just got to adjust this a little bit to the upside, bang, and there you go. Okay, so we're looking at our first zone is 193, and then you got a bit of a banger here at this 0.5 is going to make sense as well. You can see the 0.5 coming into play a lot lately, and this 0.5 has got trend, VWAP, horizontal. This is a banger. So if we do get a meltdown here, guys, that is what you're watching. 187, 193. These are your zones on virtual, on weakness. 187, 193. If it's hitting these zones and bouncing, it's still bullish there for me, and that probably ties in with BTC hitting a nice level as well there to the downside. Let's just see where our dominance is. Okay, dominance still bouncing a little bit there. Okay, so you got that one locked in. Okay, cool. And what else we got here? AIXBT, guys, quick levels for you. 189 and 183. 189 and 183 for AIXBT. And with traders, I got 2 levels here for you. 97 and 936. 97 and 936. You can see nice and bearish here at the moment on the oscillator. 97, 936. Makes sense to me. Yes, sir?
Sorry,
what do you have?
I'm busy charting.
Oh, you're busy frantically charting.
I'm doing 𝗏𝗏𝗏 for you. Sorry, I wasn't even listening.
That's what I wanted to know, because I want to close one of these things, and Crypto for Candy is shouting fartcoin at me. Yeah. Okay, let's just see your 𝗏𝗏𝗏, and then I'd love to see your 𝗏𝗏𝗏. Let's see.
Thank you very much. Listen, the thing. We're going to see.
Whose 𝗏𝗏𝗏s we looking at here?
We're going to see James's 𝗏𝗏𝗏.
Let's go.
Okay, listen. Here's the deal, right? 𝗏𝗏𝗏 has been in a downtrend for some time. We've had lots of red. What we've now got is our first transfer from pink, and it's our first green candle. We've just blown through the 50-day. We've just blown through equilibrium. There's nothing yet until up here for this order block. The cash flow has been very red, and now we're coming up. MACD is not finished. Look how much higher we can go. For me, if you were to close this one, you might miss out on some gains, and that's confirmed down on the lower time frames, where I'm seeing exactly the same thing. If you look at what we've just got on this screen in front of us, we've got the quantum reactor up here. We haven't even broken into the middle of equilibrium yet.
When exit?
Not yet. All the order blocks are above. At the very least, 6940. I think you've got a bit to go. And that is still about 9%. So I think this is not the one to close.
Okay, I want to close one. I like.
What else you got?
Yeah, I want to close one of these. Okay, I've got hype, which I like. I don't want to lose hype. I've got Sol and ETH. I want to leave those two open, and I've got virtual. I don't want to close any of them.
You're such a DJ, man. Let's look at virtual real quick.
I thought I would close this 𝗏𝗏𝗏, but if you're telling me it's going to go
Listen,
higher.
Virtual to me, just upon first glance here, 4 hour. MACD's been up. We're coming up again. RSI is up. It's turned red. It's facing downwards. We've reached equilibrium. We've reached the quantum reactor. possibly, where's the 100-day? I've got a feeling that if you're going to close one, it's more likely to be this one. Let's just see what the 100-day and the 200-day. Let's just take a look. Hold on. No, it's off the screen as well. So listen, this to me, there's resistance here with the QR. There's resistance here with equilibrium. This has topped out, okay? This has come down. It's gone up again. Looks like it's losing steam again. To me, it would appear that the virtual trade is probably closer to being over than 𝗏𝗏𝗃. But you know how these things go, mate. You could get that. So it's a tough call, but if we reject here off equilibrium, we're already there. We can start to come down, even if it's a retest before we go to premium. Okay.
Magnus doesn't know how it works.
What's Magnus? What's Magnus saying?
He says close off.
Oh,
proper degen, yeah. Right? We want to close the whole thing, or we want to go to zero, basically. Okay, so let me show you two more.
Yeah.
So thank you for confirming that I need to close virtual. I'm going to consider this now over the next few minutes. Last one, guys. Two more. There's 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏. Yes, sir.
That's what I was going to say. There was a lot of requests for 𝗏𝗏.
Okay, yes, 𝗏𝗏. And okay, so you can see we had our nice bullish print. We're not done yet on the 12-hour. This 12-hour could still churn higher. Okay, so you can see that. But in terms of getting the resistance zone and hitting your area, we hit our danger zone. This is one we marked out yesterday. So right now we could be, or we are in danger of simply that. Okay, we're in this little flag, and it could be a monster rejection. So all you need to do now, guys, is decide: are you taking profit? Are you hedging short here? And are you, if you're holding, are you going to hold 398? Because that is going to be your big support. 398 is your big support there on 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏. Okay, and then and then Altcoin, guys, I tend to steer away from fart shorts. Okay, but not saying you're not going to get them. But here's a nice reversal coming on Altcoin. I've just lost it. Hold on. Let me get this thing back. Oh no, I've lost my RSI.
Just while you're bringing it up, I completely concur on BitTensor or 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏. It's just rejecting nicely. The MACD's coming down nicely. This looks like a reasonable short.
Okay, so there, 𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 looking a little bit like it's going to roll over there. And then Altcoin, guys, yeah, it's moving into an interesting area. Okay, look what happened last time we got this look. And let's just literally go back in history. Let's see, we got overbought and we got a reversal print when this thing peaked. And it pushed a little bit higher, had a bed shitting incident, and then it fell over. And here we're getting overbought, and we're getting the reversal print, and we're sitting in that zone. So for me, one more push here on FART. I think it's worth a sneaky order, 1395, sneaky limit order there with a tight stop. See if you get a fake out there to the upside, maybe a little reversal. So yeah, keep it a tight stop. Be super careful there. But if we use history as a guide, well, that's pretty helpful. Okay, cool. You got some shorts. You got some bullish rebuy zones if we're going to stay bullish. I think you got what you need. I think you got the tools for leading you into tomorrow, hopefully. Super volatile day coming again, guys. We're still waiting for news. If we get a hard pump from a Trump tweet or something like that, I tell you what, I'm going to be pretty much out of a lot of these things. If we get a hard pump in the market on Trump news, I'm bailing. Okay. I don't know your sentiment. Same?
I agree completely. Yeah.
We've just had an update on the China talks. And the update was that they're still in talks to iron out technical details. So they're in talks to be in talks. Bullshit.
Kicking the can down the road. Okay. James, thank you, sir.
Later.
Chaos, thanks for the late addition. Appreciate that. Thank you, guys. Okay, guys, again, all I can stress, again, careful with the leverage, careful with your position sizing. You can see we're nice and hot now. We nailed some entries last week. Now we're reaping the rewards of being a little bit brave and buying when everything was red. So now we just got to be careful. If the things are going to remain bullish, 382s and 0.5 fibs is what I'm seeing on some of these pullbacks. Be super safe, okay? Anything can happen in the next 24 hours. It's going to be wild, okay? See you guys later.